I was the world's greatest I'll do it later guy. Not bad at it, not occasionally guilty of it. World class. I had plans I've been planning for years, books I was going to read, things I was going to build, instruments I was going to learn to play. Later, when things calmed down, when the time was right. I got so good at it, I didn't even notice I was doing it anymore. And then a doctor sat me down and told me something that made later a lot less comfortable. I had cancer. And just like that, later stopped being a strategy. It became a risk. And here's what I want you to understand about that conversation before. I wasn't lazy, not technically. I worked, I showed up, I handled the things I had to handle. But the things I wanted to do, the things that actually mattered to me, those always got pushed. Not canceled, pushed. I mean, that's the trick your brain plays on you. Cancel feels final. You notice that. Push feels responsible, practical, patient. You're not quitting, you're just waiting for the right time. Except the right time never actually arrived. The chaos didn't calm down. The schedule didn't open up. Life didn't pause so I could finally get to the important stuff. It just kept moving. And I keep pushing. I kept pushing. Here's the thing about procrastination nobody talks about. It's not just lost time. It's the story that you start telling yourself about lost time. Because at some point, weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and you start doing the math. The math is brutal. You start thinking, I've wasted so much time already. What's the point now? That's the shame spiral. And it's a trap. Because the shame of lost time becomes the reason you don't start, which creates more lost time, which creates more shame. And somewhere in that mess, people start believing something that isn't true, that they're just a procrastinator. That's it. That's who they are. That too much time has passed to actually change it. I believe that too. Right up until the moment I didn't have the luxury of believing it anymore. Now, I'm not going to turn this into some kind of dramatic moment, okay? It's not what this is. But I want to be honest with you about what happened because I think it's the most useful thing I can tell you. When I got the diagnosis and then beat it, something shifted. Not immediately, not in some movie moment where I woke up the next morning with perfect clarity and a new perspective on life. It wasn't that. It was slower than that. It was sitting with the reality that later has an expiration date. Not as a motivational poster on the wall, but as an actual fact. Later is not a guarantee. I've been treating it like a savings account. Like the time was just sitting there waiting for me whenever I decided I was ready. It's not. And here's what realization actually gave me. Not urgency, not panic, not some sprint to make up for lost time. It gave me permission to stop waiting. That's it. Just stop waiting. I know. Let's pause. Now that was a poopy diaper. It gave me permission to stop waiting. That's it. Just stop waiting. The right time wasn't coming. It was never coming. There was only now and what I decided to do with it. That's where I want you to be careful, because this is the part where most videos say, stop procrastinating, life is short, seize the day. And I want to be very clear. That's not what I'm saying. You don't need cancer to understand this. You don't need a diagnosis. You don't need a crisis. You don't need you don't need rock bottom. What you need is an honest look at what later is actually costing you. Not in some abstract someday way. Right now, this week, this year. What have you pushed that actually mattered to you? How long have you been pushing it? That's the question. Not how do I fix my procrastination? What has it already cost me, and am I okay with it? The shame spiral works like this. You feel bad about lost time. Feeling bad takes energy. So now you have less energy to actually start. So you don't start. What gives you more to feel bad about? The way out is not through the shame. The way out is around it. You don't have to resolve the past to move in the present. Those are two separate things. You can acknowledge you've lost time and start anyway. Not because you've made peace with it, not because you've forgiven yourself. Just because the next move is available right now. And taking it is more useful than sitting in the feeling. The past is already done. It's locked. You can't reach it. What you can reach is the next 5 minutes. That's it. That's the whole game. The next 5 minutes. Let me tell you what actually changed for me after all of this. Not the big stuff, not the life overhaul, the small stuff. I stopped letting things sit on the list for more than a day. Not because I'm more disciplined now. Because I stopped believing that tomorrow was automatically going to be better than today. It might be. It might not be. So I stopped banking on it. I started asking a different question. Not, when is the right time to do this? But, what's the smallest version of this I can do right now? Because done, even badly, even partially, beats planned indefinitely. Every single time. I got a baby. I'm in the middle of a move. I work graveyard shifts. There is no perfect window. There's only the window that exists right now. I use it. And here's what I want you to hear. You are not your procrastination history. You are not the list of the things you haven't done. You are not the years you pushed. Those are things that happened. Those are not who you are. Who you are is whoever shows up in the next 5 minutes. And that is the only version of you that matters right now. Not the one who wasted time, the one who decides what to do next. Shame is real. I'm not dismissing it. But it's not useful. And you don't have to wait until it goes away to start moving. You can carry it and move anyway. That's actually what most people who build things do. They don't feel good about where they've been. They just refuse to stay there. You don't need a diagnosis. You don't need a crisis. You just need to be done with later. This is Jay Call, and I'm a work in progress. Aren't we all? Remember to like and subscribe.